We're continuing, of course, to track Hurricane Ian. This is a live look out of Punta Gorda, Florida, right there near the Tampa, Fort Myers area. And while we're not seeing too many effects here on our screen, you mentioned that they are just on the verge of the eye wall.
Yeah, it's just hanging just off of the coast there. Again, this is a Category 4 storm, 155-mile-an-hour winds. Hurricane hunters have been flying in and out of it the entire morning. 157 is the threshold for a Category 5. So again, we're right there with a intense wind and rain right in this area here. Positive side is it's south of Tampa. So Tampa's actually getting a blowout wind, keeping that water out of the bay. Unfortunately, though, they're around Punta Gorda and Cape Charlotte. Or Port Charlotte, rather, getting the brunt of this system here right now. You can see Florida is lit up like a Christmas tree. A lot of tornado warnings we've been seeing pop, tornado watches in effect, hurricane warnings and watches. And you'll notice it now has been extended out to the east side of the state. That's where we are going to be looking at that continuing to make its way across. But like I mentioned here, right in that area there is where we were looking at that camera. So you can see they are just on the verge of that eye wall right now. It's coming across relatively quickly and then going to get back out into the ocean, move up to somewhere around Charleston, South Carolina, coming in just to the south of that. Maybe a strong tropical storm, if not a hurricane at that point. And then notice where it's headed, out towards our west. So from basically, say, Port Charlotte in Florida to Charlotte, North Carolina is where this thing is going to be tracking. For us closer to home here, though, we're not going to be seeing the immediate direct impacts from the remnant low pressure or even the tropical storm when it comes inland, but we are going to see the wind out ahead of it. And as a result, we already have coastal flood watch in effect for areas of Beaufort County, Craven County, Pamlico County, down East Carteret County. It's those normal areas where you start to take an east-northeasterly wind and you start to pile that water up here in the southern part of the Pamlico Sound. Also, not going to be good boating conditions here over the next several days with a gale watch that is in effect. So taking a look at our threats and dangers, generally I'm saying a moderate risk with this storm, but there are some areas I want to highlight that are high. The risk for tornadoes, especially on Friday, and then also Friday as well with the heavy downpouring rain that could cause some flash flooding for us around here. Again, the winds not directly impacting us from the storm itself, but it's because of the storm that we will have those gusty east-northeasterly winds. Nothing but some high-level clouds working their way across the area this afternoon, but kind of chilly. Upper 60s, low 70s, that's about it. And we're not really going to raise those temperatures much from where we are right now as we do head through it later on this afternoon. Those high-level clouds continue to thicken up as we go overnight tonight. Winds start to pick up a little bit more, and you'll definitely notice that for tomorrow. There's the storm system again, kind of working its way across the Florida Peninsula. What I'm worried about is that warm, humid tropical air headed northbound running into this high pressure to the north, keeping that cooler air locked in place. That starts to create this tropical warm front here, and as that overspreads the area with a warm front changing direction, changing atmosphere pressure as well as moisture content, this is where we may start to see some of those water spouts and tornadoes developing as we head on in through the day on Friday as that pushes inland for us here. Then eventually, like I said, we'll see it head towards Charlotte, and by Saturday, may actually get some drier air wrapping in on the south side of this system. As far as the rainfall potential is concerned here, we'll have to watch for some of these heavier bands set up, but 3 to 5 inches of rainfall, maybe some isolated 6 or 7 inches amounts, not out of the question for us here. So we have made Friday a weather alert day, but with that drier air coming in, I've dropped Saturday out of that, and we might be able to get the Seafood Festival in Saturday and Sunday with just some scattered showers and thunder showers as the circulation remains here in the Carolinas through early next week.